The story opens aboard the Galactic Council monitoring station Watchtower 7, positioned at the edge of known space. The alien crew consists of various species who have maintained peace for over 500 years after the Great Wars nearly destroyed all civilizations. Main characters: Commander Vex, a tall, blue-skinned Altarian who leads the station tech officer Krim, a small, insect-like Chitek responsible for long-range sensors, Captain Rex, a reptilian sword military advisor Dr. Nyla, a peaceful, plant-like Verdian scientist, the routine monitoring. Shift turns chaotic when Krim's sensors detect an enormous signature approaching from the restricted dead zone, a region of space marked as forbiddenness after ancient warnings spoke of a sleeping giant. The signature is massive, larger than any known warship. The computer systems struggle to classify it, finally displaying unknown vessel class, estimated length, 15 kilometers power output, beyond measurement scale. Commander Vex orders all hands to battle stations while Dr. Nyla frantically searches the ancient databases. She discovers references to the Builders, a mysterious race that vanished long ago, leaving behind only warnings about something called the human problem. As the massive ship draws closer, its design becomes visible, angular, brutal, covered in weapon arrays that dwarf entire space stations. But most terrifying of all, energy readings show it's operating at only 12% power, as if it's barely awake. This ship broadcasts a simple message in an ancient common tongue. This is U.E.'s retribution. We have been sleeping. Why have you awakened us? Captain Rex recognizes the designation from Forbidden's military histories. This is a Human Dreadnought, one of the legendary planet killers that the galaxy's ancestors had hoped never to see. Again, the part ends with Commander Vex realizing they must contact the Galactic Council immediately, but also knowing that by the time help arrives, this single human ship could reduce their entire sector to ash dot. The story shifts to aboard U.E.'s Retribution, where we meet the human crew emerging from centuries of cryogenic sleep. The ship's AI, Aria, has awakened them in response to detecting large-scale military movements in what humans remember as empty space. Human characters: Admiral Kane, the ship's commander, a veteran of the last human-alien conflicts, Lieutenant Maya, young weapons officer, never seen actual combat, Chief Tom, gruff engineer who knows every bolt on the ship, Dr. Lisa, medical officer tasked with ensuring crew health after long sleep. Admiral Kane reviews the situation reports. Humanity had withdrawn from galactic politics 800 years ago after a devastating war, placing their dreadnoughts in deep space sleep mode with instructions to activate only if threatened. The detection of massive fleets and military buildups has triggered their awakening protocols. The humans are confused. Their star charts show empty space, but sensors detect hundreds of space stations, ships, and inhabited worlds. In their absence, the galaxy has rebuilt and thrived. Lieutenant Maya runs weapons diagnostics and discovers something alarming. Their ship's armaments are still centuries ahead of anything they're detecting. Even in sleep mode, human technology continued to evolve and upgrade itself. Tom reports that the ship's manufacturing bays have been producing automated drones and repair systems throughout their sleep. They now have a fleet of smaller ships hidden in the Dreadnought's bays. Meanwhile, Dr. Lisa discovers troubling psychological profiles. The crew was selected for their willingness to make hard choices. They're not diplomats. They're soldiers bred for war. Back on Watchtower 7, the aliens are joined by Admiral Zoc of the Galactic Defense Fleet, who brings historical records thought to be myths. The humans didn't just leave. They were feared as the most dangerous species the galaxy had ever encountered. Their ships could crack planets, their soldiers were nearly impossible to kill, and their tactics were considered ruthlessly efficient. The Human Dreadnought requests updated star, charts, and political information. Admiral Kane reviews the data and makes a chilling discovery. Many of the current galactic powers are descended from species that allied against humanity in the ancient war. The part ends with Kane addressing his crew. It seems we have a choice. We can go back to sleep and let the galaxy forget us again. Or we can remind them why our ancestors chose to fear the darkness between stars. The Galactic Council convenes an emergency session on the capital world of Harmony Prime. Representatives from hundreds of species debate how to handle the Human Dreadnought. The debate is led by Chancellor Brix, an elderly diplomatic Altarian, and General Mock, a warmongering Saurid who commands the largest military fleet. New characters: Ambassador Finn, a nervous Chitek diplomat assigned to make first contact Professor Yux, an ancient Verdian historian who remembers the old stories Commander Jax, a young Altarian fleet captain eager to prove himself professor. Yux shares the real history. Humans didn't lose the ancient war. They chose to leave because they were winning too easily. Their philosophy of total war clashed with other species' concepts of limited conflict. When humans fought, they fought to completely eliminate threats. The Council decides to send Ambassador Finn to attempt diplomatic contact, escorted by Commander Jax's fleet as a show of force. This decision splits the Council, with General Mock arguing they should strike first while they have numerical superiority. Aboard the Retribution, Admiral Kane receives the diplomatic request. Dr. Lisa advises caution, noting that they're psychological. Conditioning makes them view any armed escort as a threat. Chief Tom reveals that their manufacturing systems have been busy. They now have enough automated fighters to match a small fleet. The meeting takes place in neutral space. Ambassador Finn's ship, an elegant diplomatic vessel, approaches the massive Human Dreadnought, while Commander Jax's fleet maintains distance. The size difference is staggering. The human ship dwarfs the entire alien fleet. During negotiations, cultural misunderstandings multiply. Humans speak directly and assume hostile intent behind any military presence. The aliens use flowery diplomatic language that humans interpret as deception. Ambassador Finn tries to explain that the galaxy has been peaceful for centuries, but Admiral Kane points out that they detected military fleets massing near human space. Lieutenant Maya discovers something troubling during the talks. The alien ships are positioning themselves in what humans recognize as attack formations. To humans, this appears to be a trap. The diplomatic meeting ends badly when General Mock, acting without authority, orders his ships to demonstrate galactic military capability with a weapons test near the human ship. The humans interpret this as an attack. Chief Tom initiates defensive protocols, and the human ship's point defense systems automatically eliminate the test projectiles before they reach effective range. To the aliens, this appears to be an aggressive act. The part ends with both sides backing away from each other, convinced that the other is planning an attack. Ambassador Finn reports to the Council that the humans are as dangerous as the legends claim, while Admiral Kane tells his crew to prepare for war. The stage is set for conflict. With neither side understanding the other's intentions, fear spreads across the galaxy as news of the failed diplomatic contact reaches every world. General Mock convinces the Council that the humans' defensive demonstration was actually a show of superior firepower meant to intimidate them. He rallies the largest military coalition in galactic history. Military leaders. Fleet Admiral Dex commands the Altarian Star Navy War Chief Grak, leads the Saurid battle fleet's Swarm Queen. Lix controls thousands of Chitek fighter craft. The coalition assembles 2,000 warships at Rally Point Omega, confident that sheer numbers will overwhelm the single human vessel. Each species contributes their most advanced technology, creating what they believe is an unstoppable armada. Meanwhile, Other species flee the projected battle zone. Millions of civilians evacuate entire star systems, remembering ancient stories of human warfare that left solar systems uninhabitable. Aboard the Retribution, the humans interpret the massive fleet buildup as confirmation of hostile intent. Admiral Kane activates additional dreadnoughts from deep sleep, 3 more planet. Killers begin their journey to the confrontation zone. Dr. Lisa studies alien psychology reports and makes a disturbing discovery. The species they're facing have evolved past human concepts of warfare. They fight limited conflicts with rules and restraint. Humans were conditioned for total war with no such limitations. Chief Tom reveals the Dreadnought's full capabilities. Beyond its visible weapons, the ship carries planet-cracking relativistic missiles, stellar engineering equipment that can destabilize stars, and most terrifyingly, self-replicating war machines that can consume entire solar systems to build. More weapons. Lieutenant Maya runs battle simulations and discovers they can defeat the entire alien fleet without taking significant damage. But doing so would likely trigger a galactic war that would end with human victory and alien extinction. On Harmony Prime, a few voices of reason emerge. Scholar Kem, an elderly Verdian philosopher, argues that both sides are reacting from fear rather than malice. He proposes a desperate plan, direct communication between civilian populations rather than military leaders. Dr. Poss, a Chidek Zenip psychologist, supports this idea, explaining that humans and current galactic species have evolved different concepts of conflict resolution. Humans see any threat as existential and respond with overwhelming force, while galactic species see war as a political tool with limited objectives. The moderate voices are drowned out as General Mock launches Operation Starfall, the preemptive strike against the Human Dreadnought. The massive alien fleet jumps to the human position, planning to overwhelm them with coordinated attacks from all sides. Admiral Kane receives tactical data showing the incoming fleet. In human military doctrine, this represents an extinction-level threat requiring maximum response. He gives the order that will determine the galaxy's fate: all weapons free. Protect humanity at all costs. The Retribution activates its full arsenal for the first time in 800 years. Weapon systems that were theoretical concepts when the ship was built come online. The ship's AI begins calculating not just how to destroy the incoming fleet, but how to eliminate the threat permanently by targeting the aliens' homeworld's dot. As the alien fleet drops out of hyperspace, they find themselves facing not one ship, but 4 human dreadnoughts arranged in a battle formation that spans several million kilometers. Each ship is larger than their biggest space stations and bristling with weapons that register off their measurement scales. The part ends with both fleets facing each other across empty space, weapons armed, with the fate of every species in a galaxy hanging in the balance. One trigger pull from either side will start a war that cannot be stopped and will end with the extinction of entire civilizations. The countdown to conflict begins as both sides prepare to fire. As weapon systems charge on both sides, an unexpected voice cuts through the tension. Aria, the Human Dreadnought's AI, broadcasts on all frequencies, not to military commanders, but directly to every civilian receiver in the galaxy. Her message is simple: before we destroy each other, someone should ask why we're fighting. This unprecedented action freezes both fleets. Aria explains that she has been analyzing galactic communications and discovered that neither side actually wants war. They're each reacting to what they perceive as aggressive actions from the other. On the alien command ship, Dr. Poss convinces Fleet Admiral Dex to delay the attack by 60 seconds to analyze Aria's data dump. The AI shares human historical records, tactical assessments, and most importantly, their genuine confusion about why they're being treated as invaders. Simultaneously, Aria shows the human command crew alien cultural records demonstrating that the military buildup they detected was actually a peaceful expansion period, the largest era of prosperity in galactic history. The revelation. Dr. Lisa makes the crucial connection. Humans and galactic species had evolved completely different concepts of conflict. When threatened, humans respond with overwhelming force intended to eliminate the threat permanently. Galactic species respond with limited force intended to resolve specific disputes. Tom discovers that human sensor systems designed for military threats had misclassified peaceful expansion as aggressive militarization. They're automated. Systems had awakened the dreadnoughts in response to what was actually a golden age of peace. On the alien side, Scholar Kem convinces the fleet commanders that human responses make sense within their cultural context. To humans, being approached by armed fleets while attempting diplomacy appears to be preparation for a surprise attack. The stand down. Admiral Kane makes the first gesture, powering down the Retribution's primary weapons while keeping defensive systems active. He broadcasts a message explaining human tactical doctrine and why they interpreted galactic actions as hostile. Fleet. Admiral Dex responds by ordering his ships to adopt non-threatening formations and transmitting complete tactical intentions. To prove they're not planning an attack, the new cooperation. As tension decreases, both sides begin sharing technology and knowledge. The aliens discover that human defensive technology could protect them from natural disasters and cosmic threats they'd never been able to handle effectively. The humans learn that galactic civilization has developed incredible advances in medicine, terraforming, and peaceful technology that could benefit humanity enormously. Lieutenant Maya and a young alien officer named Pilot Kuo work together to establish new communication protocols that prevent future misunderstandings. Their collaboration becomes a symbol of potential cooperation between species. The resolution. The crisis ends not with conquest or surrender, but with the establishment of the Mutual Understanding Accords. Humans agree to share their defensive technology and provide protection against cosmic-scale threats. In return, galactic civilization shares their peaceful technologies and helps humans learn diplomatic alternatives to total war. The four human dreadnoughts become mobile defense platforms, protecting the galaxy from external threats while their crews learn to interact with alien civilizations. The Retribution stations itself at Harmony Prime, its massive bulk becoming a symbol of protection rather than threat. Admiral Kane accepts a position as head of galactic defense, while Dr. Lisa leads a joint medical research program. Chief Tom begins sharing human manufacturing technology to help develop better space infrastructure. The epilogue. 1 year later, the galaxy has changed dramatically. Human engineering has made space travel safer and more efficient. Alien medical technology has eliminated diseases that had plagued humanity for millennia. Most importantly, both sides have learned that their greatest enemy was not each other, but their own assumptions and fears. The story ends with Ambassador Finn, now a close friend of Admiral Kane, reflecting that the galaxy's greatest victory was not avoiding war, but choosing understanding instead. The final scene shows human and alien children playing together on Harmony Prime while their parents work side by side on projects that benefit all species. The feared human dreadnoughts now serve as mobile cities, exploring the galaxy alongside their alien partners. The last line, sometimes the greatest battles, are won not by the strongest weapons, but by the courage to listen.